Welcome to Talkin in EPA. I'm Paula Degnan. Firearms. It's something that we hear about every day. They're a reality in our life and in our world, and we have to be able to respect them. It's not something that maybe you have in contact with you every day, but it's something that you should know about. It's something that when a firearm is shown, you should at least know how to respect it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, firearms training. And with me, we're going to be talking to Charlie Hentz, and he is going to be telling us how to be safe around firearms because he has been a firearm instructor for many years. Now, don't go away. When we come back, we're going to talk more about firearms here on Talkin in EPA.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Your exciting new TV experience is here. Smarter, faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Have your event with Whitetail, graduation, birthday, bachelor, reunion parties? They have the most tranquil backyard experience with beautiful mountains in the background. If your company or business wants a different alternative to a golf outing, they have outings that can accommodate you. You can have the entire facility to yourself. They will work with you to set up your day of events. Sporting clay competitions, trap and wobble trap games, skeet. After a day of shooting, you'll return to a meal designed for you. Call Mike at 570-535-6123 for available group options.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Tommy. He's had a lot of injuries, but he's gotten hope and feeling much better thanks to good chiropractic care. His story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Welcome to Talkin in EPA. I'm Paula Degnan. Charlie, that was not a way that we would normally open up this program. It was frightening. And maybe you can explain, what did we see?
What you saw was a simulation of real life. My friend Bob Olson came into the studio brandishing a pipe. And with that pipe, he could have inflicted serious bodily injury or death upon anyone here in this building. And any well-trained civilian could have done exactly what I did. I immediately appraised the situation, determined that it was a life-threatening situation, determined that deadly force was required and could be legally used, drew my firearm, which, by the way, is what's called a blue gun, and it is not a real firearm. It is a simulation of a firearm. However, even though I drew my blue gun and pointed it in the direction of Bob, I didn't point it at Bob because it's still a simulation, and regardless of whether or not it's a real gun or a simulated gun, you never point it at anybody that you don't indicate you're going to destroy.
One of the first things I've noticed is you've taken off your jacket.
Well, I had my jacket on because I was trying to show your audience what drawing from a concealed carry position would look like. In addition, if you noticed, I didn't stand up. I kneeled down. Better to minimize my target area if he decided to come and attack me. to minimize my target area if maybe he had a firearm or someone else who also had a firearm. So I was minimizing my target area while maintaining observation of the area that I wanted the projectiles to go if I was actually going to use force.
So you have to make a split-second decision.
Yes, you do.
Am I going to or am I not?
And you should know what the law says about making that split-second decision. That's important. Because if you make the wrong split-second decision, you're going to jail.
So what about in this case? You had someone who was actively going to, in your perception, harm you.
Well, in my perception, based upon my training. Now, I'm a instructor at Luzerne County Community College, the Public Safety Training Institute. I instruct in the Lethal Weapons Training Act 235, which is the 40-hour course we give to security guards and private detectives. I am a law enforcement firearms instructor and an academic instructor and a civilian NRA instructor. So based upon my knowledge of the Crimes Code, specifically Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes Title 18, Chapter 5, subsection 501 through 507, the justifiable use of force and deadly force by a civilian. I know that verbatim. That gentleman came into this facility with an implement that could cause serious bodily injury or death. And as a result of his aggressive acts, based upon the law, I was justified in protecting myself and anyone here in this building against that use of deadly force.
But what you said was you didn't aim at him.
I didn't aim at him because it was a demonstration.
Uh-huh.
And you never aim a firearm at anything that you aren't interested in destroying.
So in the same respect then, if it was a real situation with a real firearm and a real perpetrator, again, you have to make that split-second decision of am I or am I not?
Yes, you do.
That must be a very difficult thing.
It's something that you have to make the decision on long before you actually make the decision.
Right.
You have to decide on a plan. Now, you can decide on several things. You can decide if you see something like this, you're going to flee. Or you can maybe have no plan and you more than likely will freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or if you freeze, you may submit. Submit and let yourself be assaulted. Actually, FBI statistics say that people who submit to robbery, people who submit to burglaries, people who submit are more likely to be assaulted by the robber, by the felon, by the aggressor, than someone who has a plan and does something else, like flee or like fight. So there might be flight or there might be fight. But these things you have to decide what you're going to do and how you're going to do it long before you may ever have to do it. Because when that moment arrives, if you haven't made these decisions, you'll freeze, you'll submit. What will you do?
Is that one of the things, and again, with the time that you have been an instructor, with the different areas that you've worked in, the different types of people, is that maybe one of the reasons why when people think about carrying a firearm, they are a little hesitant because it's not an accessory as far as, well, it looks great with this outfit.
Well, I would hope that it wouldn't look great with any outfit because you should carry it concealed so people can't see it.
Right.
But I have a problem. My problem is, as a conservative person, I would like the government to stay out of my business. But as an honest, legitimate firearms instructor, I also believe people should have to take training.
Right.
Whether they decide to carry the firearm or not, they should seek some types of training. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't. A lot of people go to the store and buy a gun, As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story about a gentleman who did just that. He went to the store. I won't tell you who he is or where he's from because somebody listening to this show might know him. Well, I won't go any further than that. He went to the store and he bought a firearm. It was the firearm that the salesman wanted to sell him. And he bought 2 boxes of ammunition. And he went to the range and he fired 1 box of ammunition. And he kept the other box of ammunition for his personal protection. And he obtained a concealed carry permit from the sheriff of his local community. And he carried this firearm in a behind-the-back holster for his left hand because he's left-handed.
Okay.
And one night he was coming back from a business meeting, walking on the street with an associate, when he was accosted by an armed robber who said, "Give me your money." If it would have been England, he might have said, "Stand and deliver." But he didn't. He just said, "Give me your money." When he pointed the firearm at my friend's friend, my friend reached behind his back and pulled out this firearm and cranked off 2 rounds at the robber from 7 feet and missed.
Oh, don't go any further. Don't go any further. We're going to hear the rest of Charlie's story and find out why it's a good idea in order to, if you're thinking about a firearm, get some training when we come back on Talkin' NEPA.
WYLN TV 35 and the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society present the 42nd annual telethon. 42 determined to find a cure through all we do. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at Premier Catering and Events at Genetti Ballrooms, 1345 North Church Street in Hazel Township. The telethon is made possible each year by these sponsors.
Bonanza Steakhouse, 574 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazel Township, has an unbeatable buffet filled with something for everyone. Our menu includes the finest flame-grilled steaks, barbecue ribs, chicken, seafood, or sandwiches. You can add the buffet to any entree for a little more. Bonanza features daily specials. Join us Saturday and Sunday for our breakfast buffet that includes our famous omelet and egg station, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
We are the dreamers.
We come in a variety of colors
and styles,
a variety of sizes.
We come in different patterns
and different materials.
We are the dreamers.
Achieving your dream can take work.
I just wanted to do a career.
But don't give up.
Changing my life.
Don't ever give up.
Ignore the haters.
They didn't believe that I can do it, and I just proved them that I can.
Independence University.
IU is an online college.
Education online for a better life offline.
So your campus is wherever you want it to be.
Take classes when you want to take classes.
At IU, you receive the tools you need at no extra cost.
Even a brand new laptop and tablet to use in school.
You're going to keep that laptop and tablet when you graduate.
And IU's career services work really hard to help you get a job.
You've got to have dreams.
Independence University.
Education online for a better life offline.
1-800-916-1930. 1-800-916-1930.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Welcome back to Talkin' NEPA, and today we are talking with Charlie Hentz. And Charlie has been telling us a story, and when we left the story before we took our break, the person had fired off 2 shots, 7 feet, which is not very far, and missed. Now what?
He missed. The robber started to run away. And then he realized, I've got a gun too. And he turned around and he cranked off 2 rounds at my friend and missed.
Oh.
Now they caught him around the corner because there had been several robberies of that type in the area. I read about this in the paper and I called my friend up. I said, why did you miss? He said it was the adrenaline. I said, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the adrenaline. I said, let me tell you what you did. You went to the gun shop and you bought the gun that the salesman told you should have. He said, yeah, that's about it. I said, so you didn't get any information about what type of gun you should buy from anybody else except the salesman who wanted to sell you that gun. And when you bought 2 boxes of ammunition, you went to the range, you fired 50 rounds, and you took the other box home, and you thought when this situation arose, you would rise to the level of Michael the Archangel and slay the dragon. I said, but in fact, you sunk to the lowest level of your training, which was nothing, and you became Barney Fife.
Oh.
And you know, nobody respected Barney Fife.
He just carried his bullet.
Yeah, he carried his bullet in his pocket.
Pocket.
All right. So I said, would you like to learn how to shoot? And he said, yes. Well, he came to me, he came to my range, and I taught him how to shoot a firearm from a concealed carry weapons position.
Which is different than going to a range and just...
100% different. Going to a range, shooting from a bench, shooting at targets at different distances, shooting at big targets, small targets, nothing like the new NRA course that just came out this past summer, June or July.
And what is that?
It's called the Concealed Carry Weapons course. It is 16 hours long if given in its entirety. It's the first time the NRA, to my knowledge, has ever called a firearm on the civilian side a weapon.
Ah.
And it's made to teach people how to carry and use a concealed carry weapon for self-defense.
See, I've always I've wondered about that because you mentioned that this was a behind the back, taking it out of the back of the
holster.
The holster. So you're in that kind of a situation. Does this then explain how you would get it out of a holster that's on your ankle?
Well, you saw in the demonstration that I was wearing a jacket.
Right.
I was wearing that jacket intentionally to show the method we teach how to access the firearm. Accessing a firearm from an ankle holster, I would consider an ankle holster a backup, last resort. That's not the type of thing that we teach in this course. We teach people in this course how to carry a concealed carry weapon underneath a coat or a sweater on the hip so that it's easily accessible so that you can protect yourself or somebody else in an exigent circumstance immediately.
So even, again, as a woman, I've seen a lot of articles. I've heard a lot of people talk about smaller weapons because women have smaller hands and you can carry it in your purse.
They make purses specifically for firearms. There's a special compartment in that purse. However, in this course, we teach men and women how to access and draw a firearm from a concealed carry position on the strong side hip.
Oh, okay.
Now, after you've received all that training and you now know about safety and you know about mindset and you know about how to take care of your weapon, how to clean your weapon, how to utilize that weapon safely, once you know about that, it's your decision how or where you want to carry that firearm.
But you'd still need training, I would think, as opposed to taking it from the hip to, pardon me, I have it in my purse kind of thing.
Yes, and we teach the philosophy of that, we don't actually teach drawing from a purse in this course, but we do teach the philosophy of having the firearm, accessing the firearm, and using the firearm, which is really important. And you mentioned something else that was kind of important too. You mentioned ladies having problems manipulating firearms.
Right.
We teach both revolver and semi-automatic pistol. I have personally, it's not an MRA policy or a procedure, or there's nothing in writing, I have personally seen over the course of my 15, 20 years of being an instructor that ladies like revolvers. One reason ladies like revolvers is because there's nothing ladies have to do to a revolver except point it and pull the trigger.
Ah.
Now, semi-automatic pistol, it has magazines, they have slides, they have safeties, they have malfunctions, they have different things. Some semi-automatic pistols, ladies can't even manipulate the slide because their hand and wrist strength is not the same as some men.
That's right.
Truthfully, I've had some men who can't do it either. But ladies really like revolvers because you pick it up, you point it, you squeeze the trigger, it goes bang 6 times.
Well, when we come back now, Charlie, I'm going to have you talk some more about the course. Tell us the details of it, where people can find you, because again, it's a lot different.
It certainly is.
When you have to do it. So don't go away. We will have more with Charlie Hentz coming up on Talkin' in EPA.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. Now contracting life-sharing and respite providers, CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
The Falvella Law Firm, located at 641 Route 93 in Sugarloaf, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania. They are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Ricardo. I'm running for president of Taco Land. This guy right here is fake. I know what it takes to make a real taco with a real corn tortilla with the cilantro, onions, and salsa. That's right. If you vote for me, I promise you, I will teach you how to make a real taco. That's right. Tune into WYLN Channel 35, Cooking with Jay Zapata. That's right. Tune in, vote for me, and guess what? You're going to have the best tacos ever.
Whitetail Preserve has an immediate opening for a chef. Please call 570-455-4251, extension 1378 for details. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Talkin' in EPA, and with me today is Charlie Hentz, and Charlie's been telling us about firearms safety and firearms training and this new NRA course, which is actually geared toward citizens.
Yep. The new NRA course that came out this past summer, June, July, and there are thousands of NRA instructors all over the country, thousands. But there are only about 850 instructors now qualified to teach this course.
Oh.
So I'm one of them, and we're offering this course at the college. The course comes in 10 modules, and we're going to teach the 25th of January, this coming Saturday, is the first of 4 modules. You'll attend the Saturday course. It's a 9-hour course. We're going to teach most of the modules then, and then in March, we have the firearms range day. So Saturday, there's no shooting, there's no ammunition. We do the whole course. We pretend we're going to shoot. I'll teach them how to shoot, and I'll teach them how to acquire their target. But there will be no shooting. It'll all be academic. Now in March, That'll be phase 2. The people who pass this Saturday will be able to sign up for phase 2. Phase 2 will be 8 hours on the range. And on the range, we will then implement all of the things that we taught them this Saturday, and they've had to practice for a month, they'll be able to do in March. Now in February, we're having another phase 1, another Saturday in February. I think it's around the 21st, I'm not sure.
Are they on the website?
They're on the website,
okay.
Yes. They're both on the website under the Luzerne County Community College Public Safety Training Institute. Over on the corner, Business and Industry. You drop that down and it'll have law enforcement and then it'll have civilian. Now both law enforcement and civilian list this course because this course is a civilian NRA course. However, if you are a National Rifle Association law enforcement firearms instructor, the NRA says to maintain your certification, every 3 years you must engage in 24 hours of continuing education.
Well, that makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, this concealed carry weapons course is 16 hours. And I contacted the law enforcement division of the NRA, and they said, this course is so good that we will accept it as law enforcement training.
Wow.
So if a law enforcement officer who's a firearms instructor takes this 16-hour course and I give him his certificate, he can use that towards his 24 hours of training to be recertified in his 3-year period.
Is this something, it's the first time that this is happening then? Because if you were going to purchase a firearm and decide to go and get training and not take this, what would you do?
If the course of conduct that you would engage in if you were a responsible person who was going to carry a firearm for self-defense, the first thing you should have done is gone and taken a basic pistol course. That's an 8-hour basic pistol course. We teach you everything about pistols and revolvers, and we teach you how to shoot. After you take that basic pistol course and you practice, then you should go and take personal protection inside the home.
And where do you do all this? At Luzerne County Community College?
Well, you would have to just go on the internet and put your zip code in and look for these courses. We don't teach these courses at the college. We don't teach the basic pistol. We don't teach the personal protection inside the home or personal protection outside the home. We don't teach them. Now, after basic pistol, personal protection inside, personal protection outside, now the NRA has graduated.
Oh, okay.
This is like a graduate course that incorporates everything except the basic pistol. We would expect that when you come and register for this course, you have a fundamental knowledge of you've taken this course.
So it's not something that you're going to buy a firearm and then go and.
I wouldn't recommend you do that. I think it would be too much information.
Absolutely.
You should know which end of the gun the bullet comes out of before you take the course.
I think that's probably the best thing to do. Charlie Hentz, thank you for being here with us. We also want to thank Bob for joining us today as well. And as Charlie said, the best advice is take a course, get training. Absolutely. We'll see you again on Talkin' in EPA.